The act of no longer being absent. Tuesday, January 31st, 1984. I hate coming back to school after having a sick day off. I have to get a note from my mom saying that I was actually at home and not out prowling the streets like some sort of thug. I take that note to the assistant principal's office and that somehow makes everything fine and legal. It's second period now. Earth science class. I drop my books onto the wooden table and pull my chair free from beneath it. I slip my jacket off and drape it across the back of the chair. Karen slides her purse away from my book stack as I sit down and make myself comfortable.
So how are you today?
Karen asks me, a typically pleasant tone in her voice. Sort of better. But it's cold outside. I had to walk across campus and now my hands are freezing.
Where's your gloves? You really need to wear gloves.
She asks. I can't wear gloves. They're a pain. They just get in my way. I explain.
You'll end up getting frostbite. I have mittens.
Oh gosh, I could never wear mittens. Sounds too much like kittens to me.
That's silly. Where were you yesterday?
Well, that's kind of a long story, I sigh. Karen smiles, settling back comfortably in her chair.
Oh, this should be good.
Me and a friend of mine went for a really long bike ride Sunday afternoon and I forgot to wear a coat.
Forgot to wear it, or just didn't wear it? It was freezing on Sunday. I had to stay inside all day.
Well, yeah, I know. And there was a lot of cold wind too. It was not the smartest thing that I ever did.
What on earth is the matter with you?
It felt sort of warm when we started out. It really turned cold after I was too far away from home to do anything about it.
But you made yourself sick and you had to miss school again. You're missing a lot of days.
Well, yeah. Karen sighs, closing her eyes and shaking her head with exaggerated disappointment.
We have a test today, you know.
I know, I mumble, opening my science book and flipping to the chapter we are soon to be tested on.
You did study, didn't you?
She asks me. She seems sharply skeptical of my answer before I'm ever able to give it. Kind of. This is pretty easy stuff.
Of course it is. It's all easy. I read over the chapter again last night though.
I dig into my jacket pocket, hunting for my pencil. When I find it, I discover that its lead has snapped and bent back to one side. When I gently touch the lead, it falls somewhere onto the white tile floor, lost forever. Crap, I sigh. I got to sharpen this stupid thing now.
Hurry back.
I get out of the chair that I had just started growing comfortable in and stroll towards the back of the room where the pencil sharpener hangs out. Oh, and there's the class guinea pig living in a glass cage. I don't know why they make such a big deal over the creature. The tardy bell rings hard and metal and loud and Mr. Upshaw enters the room, shutting the door with the glass window panes behind him. Mr. Upshaw is a young white guy with a peppy southern drawl and he's really fun and easy to get along with. This time of year he has been known to take a day off now and then to visit the horse races in Hot Springs. But that's some totally unofficial information.
Okay. Find your seats. Get your books out. You all know what today is. I'm gonna give you a few minutes to look over chapter 9. You should have done this already, but I know that Miss Bearden here didn't.
There's Wendy Bearden at the front table on the left. She's not very good at science, but at least she has a good sense of humor about her failures. She has her nickname printed on her t-shirt. Goofy. That's a pretty appropriate moniker, so I'll give her points for that.
Who says I didn't study?
Wendy asks, looking up from her open purse, seemingly upset.
Because I know what you're like.
Upshaw retorts.
All I have to do is look at your grades from last semester and it's pretty obvious that you don't have very good study habits.
Mr. Upshaw gets along well with Wendy and jokes with her quite a bit in spite of the fact that she's not a particularly good student.
So? Maybe I changed since last semester.
Miss Bearden, right now I'm doing you a favor and letting you study for a few minutes before you fail this test. So if I were you I'd stop complaining and take advantage of it.
Yes, sir.
That's better. You all have 10 minutes. Miss Rester, did you forget your book?
I finish sharpening my broken writing utensil and return to my seat. Karen slides her chair closer to me.
Let me quiz you.
All right.
Okay. How do you measure barometric pressure?
With a barometer.
Correct.
Karen nods, not looking up from the page.
What is the freezing point on the Celsius scale?
0 degrees.
Yes. Now how about the Fahrenheit scale?
That would be 32 degrees.
Of course. What is condensation?
That's when water molecules come together on a surface.
Sort of. You would have got that one wrong though.
I don't know. It's like fog on a window. It's sort of thing. Karen's voice suddenly gets loud and insisting.
Yes, but no. No, no, no. Gosh. You didn't even study, did you? Come on, you need to study. You really, really do. This is so easy.
She takes her book and puts it on the table in front of me, pushing my book, that happens to be on the exact same page, aside. She then points out the particular paragraph containing the information I was supposed to have studied.
See? Condensation is the changing of a gas into a liquid. Evaporation, on the other hand, is the changing of a liquid into a gas. Now, you've got that?
She asks. Yeah, I respond, glancing sheepishly around the room to count how many people are staring at us. It's night and I'm very close to falling backward into sleep. The blankets feel so good. A mound of pillows is wrapped around my eyes and ears, keeping out the twin distractions of both light and sound. I noticed something important today. I learned that when I'm actually with Karen I find that we have a whole lot less in common than I always imagined that we did. When I'm away from her my brain somehow concocts these elaborate conjectures concerning just how compatible we are. But when she embarrasses me in public like she did today I find that those favorable conjectures simply don't hold up under daylight and scrutiny. I'm not mad at her or anything, but how could I believe that this could ever work? She likes me. And even when she puts me in awkward situations I know it is usually her way of showing concern and affection for me. My heart melts a little bit when I think about it on that level. What a frustrating conundrum she is. I don't know how this will all be resolved, but I just hope that, one way or another, Karen gets the happiness that she richly deserves. With me or with someone else. Wait. It sounds way too much like something from a hackneyed romance novel. And I absolutely detest hackneyed romance novels. I hate it even more when life plays cruel jokes on me, like making a particularly overused phrase the most natural and appropriate thing to say at the moment. Like the one I just said about Karen. I'll move on. It's dark and frosty outside my window. Bright stars hang heavy and white overhead. Winter is growing old and spring is just weeks away. My future is uncertain, but there is an electrical charge of optimism crackling through my days that I have not experienced before. I know that interesting times are ahead. Good night, Karen. And thanks for liking me. And for all the weird ways you have of showing it.